Welcome back. In this video, I am going to discuss the next part of the short story, A Letter to God. In the previous video, I explained the first part of the story. If you have not watched the first part yet, first go and watch that video, or else you will find it difficult to understand this one. One more thing, don't skip the video and watch full. At the end of this video, I have a surprise for you. Well, students, I will first read the paragraph, then I will explain it. Okay, the paragraph is, but in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say, no one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lanso thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Lanso was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday, at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. Well, in the previous video, we found how the hailstones destroyed Lanso's field. The destruction of the fields made Lanso and his family sad. কিন্তু সেই অকলশৰীয়া ঘৰটোৰ সকলোৰে মনত আছিল এক আশা. They strongly believed that God would help them. Lanso even told his family that no one would die of hunger. সেই নিশা লেন্সই শুব নোৱাৰিল. The whole night he thought only of God, and the very next Sunday he wrote a letter to God and went to town to mail it. ইয়াত লেখকে লেন্সৰ এক বিশেষ বৈশিষ্ট্যৰ কথা উল্লেখ কৰিছে. The author says that Lanso was a hardworking person and worked in the field like an animal. Okay, this is the explanation of this paragraph. Now move to the next paragraph. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and, still troubled, went to town. In the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss, laughing heartily, and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow, also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and, tapping the letter on his desk, commented, "What fate! I wish I had the fate of the man who wrote this letter, starting up a correspondence with God." Well, here we find that Lanso wrote a letter to God. In the letter he prayed God to help him and his family. তেওঁ লিখিছিল যে যদিহে ভগৱানে তেওঁলোকক সহায় নকৰে তেনেহলে তেওঁলোক ভোকত মৰিব লাগিব. In the letter he even requested God to send him 100 pesos. Well, what is peso? Yes, peso is a currency of Latin America. Well, in his letter Lanso requested God to send him 100 pesos because with that amount of money he wanted to sow his fields again and to feed his family. When he dropped the letter in the mailbox, a postman came and took the letter to his boss. The boss, that means the postmaster, was a fat and amiable person. Amiable means friendly. The postmaster was a fat and friendly person, but he could not control his laugh first. But immediately after he turned serious and told the postman that he was surprised to see Lanso's faith in God. He even wished that he might have the faith like Lanso. Now the next paragraph. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, The postmaster came up with an idea, answered the letter, but when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. It was impossible for him to gather together 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lanzo, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. Well, the postmaster did not want to break Lanzo's faith in God. Therefore, what did he do? Yes, he decided to reply the letter. Kintu, it was not easy for him. লেটাৰখনৰ উত্তৰ দিবলৈ পোষ্টমাষ্টাৰজনক প্ৰয়োজন হৈছিল 100 পেছেজৰ, but he was a determined person. চিঠিৰ উত্তৰ দিবলৈ, to reply the letter, he asked for money from his employees. তেওঁ আনকি নিজৰ দৰমহাৰ আধা অংশ দিবলৈ ৰেডি হৈ গৈছিল। আনহাতে পোষ্টমাষ্টাৰজনৰ কেইজনমান ফ্ৰেণ্ডছেও তেওঁক সহায় কৰিবলৈ আগবাঢ়ি আহিছিল। Thus, the postmaster collected 70 pesos and sent it to Lanzo. আশা ৰাখিছোঁ ইমানলৈকে তোমালোকে বুজি পাইছা। তেনেহ'লে নেক্সট পেৰাগ্ৰাফ চাওঁ আমি। The following Sunday, Lanzo came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment, well, contentment means satisfaction, of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. Lanzo showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence, but he became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lanzo what he had requested. Well, the next Sunday Lanzo went to the post office and asked whether there was any letter for him. As planned, the postman gave Lanzo the letter, where they sent him 70 pesos. The letter did not shock him, but when Lanzo found that there was only 70 pesos, he got angry. Why? Because he believed that God could not make any mistake. Well, the next paragraph. Immediately Lanzo went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write, with much wrinkling of his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said, God of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lanzo. When Lanzo made up his mind that it was not God who did the mistake, he went to the window. There he asked for paper and ink and after wrote a second letter. He mailed it in the mailbox. But when the postmaster read the letter, it hurt him. Though he helped Lanzo requested God to send him the rest 30 pesos, but not in the mail. He complained that the post office employees were a bunch of crooks. Thus, the author ends the story with that ironical note. Well, what is ironical? Ironical is a situation which is opposite of what is expected. It is written here. It is written here. Ironical. An ironic situation is strange or amusing because it is the opposite of what is expected. Well, this is the explanation of this video. Thank you for watching the video. As I promised in the beginning of this video to give you a surprise, it is time to reveal that secret. Well, I start a blog of the same name. In my blog, you can get all the answers related to your lessons. Go to the description box. I give the link there. Thank you again for your support. See you soon. Bye.